हेलो
करो सर, शुरू करो।
फोटो कौन दिखा रहे हैं हमारे साइड
सर
में?
सर इसका फोटो सर।
सनी बच्चा। Good morning, all of you. Today we have see study of interaction of genes and complementary and some supplementary genes. This topic for BSc third year students presented by Dr. CHavan ST, Assistant Professor, Department of Botany, Rashtramata Indira Gandhi College, Jalna. Interaction of genes. In first period, we have seen Mendel's law, Mendel's works, Mendel's biography, and interaction of genes, the multiple alleles, various traits or characters. Various traits of an organism are determined by genes. All the genes together are responsible for determining pattern of development at different stages in the life of an organism. The genes are distributed on chromosomes. Genes are distributed on chromosomes. In fifth semester, we have seen type of chromosomes, genes located on special location on chromosomes, and number of genes located on single chromosomes. Chromosomes, two arm, central centriole, and two arms. Each gene has a fixed location. Each gene has a fixed location or locus on particular chromosomes. For one trait receives two genes, one from each parent to the chromosomes of the sex cells. Genes located at same point or locus are said to be alleles. Sometimes genes occur in three or more forms. Firstly, we have seen genes occur in two forms or in pair. Suppose capital T, one pair. One character determined by one pair of genes, and each genes receive from one from parent mother and one from father, or one from male and one from female. But sometimes occur in three or more forms. These are different mutant form of same gene and are collectively called multiple alleles. It is collectively called multiple alleles. Example of multiple alleles is gene for eye color in Drosophila. Then interaction of gene. We have seen each trait is determined by a single pair of genes. Okay, we have seen each trait or character is determined by a single pair of genes. This too is incorrect because many genes affect a single character. Many genes, in sometimes many genes, or in some species, many genes affect a single character. Thus, some 20 different genes are concerned with the pigment of the eye in fruity fly, and more than these numbers are involved in the color of maize plant. Quite often, several pairs of genes located in different pairs of chromosomes interact to affect production of single trait, one pair may inhibit or reverse the effect of another pair, or a given gene may produce different effects. When the environment changed in some way, the genes are inherited as units but may interact in some complex fashion to produce the trait. The genes are inherited as units but may interact in some complex fashion to produce trait. This is known as factor interaction or gene interaction. Factor is also called gene interaction and often leads to modification of basic Mendelian ratios. Number 1 ratio, complementary genes, 9:7 ratio. 9:7 ratio. Sometimes a trait is produced by the interaction of two or more dominant genes situated in separate chromosomes which complement one another. The Batson and Punnett made a cross between two white flower plants. Two white flower plants of sweet pea in F1 plants which is purple flower. Batson and Punnett made across two white flowers. Male flowers are also white and female flowers are also white, and cross male white flower into female white flowers. But in F1 plants which is purple occur. When the F1 are self-crossed, these F1 are self-crossed, the F2 generation consists of red flowers and white flowers. Plants in the ratio of 9:7. This is modification of normal dihybrid ratio 9:3:3:1 into 9:7. This is basic ratio of dihybrid cross 9:3:3:1 into 9:7. Here the formation of red anthocyanin pigment depends upon two independent factors. Both of these must be present before the red color is formed. Neither by itself producing the color, one of these factors, capital C, seems to produce color base, while the second R produce an enzyme which activate the color base to produce color. Because capital C, capital means dominant. When this capital C present in dominant, they produce color base, while the second R are also dominant present, produce enzyme. These are produce enzyme which activate the color base, This color base activate due to this capital R and to produce color. One of the white flowered plants has the genotype capital C, small c, and the capital R, small r. The offsprings of their cross, capital C, capital R, small r, will develop the red color because both the dominant capital C and capital R are present together. This F1 will form four kinds of gametes. These are as capital C, capital R, capital C, small c, capital R, small c, small r. The result of cross between two F1 plants is shown in figure. There are 9 red plants which have both capital C and capital R present, and other 7 have either capital C present or either capital R alone and are white. Here sweet pea plants crossed white flower male into white flower female. Both are white. Then their genotype, but in genotype are difference. Here capital C, small r. Here small c, capital R, and both are white, because only one character require for whites. Only one pair or gene require for white. Here is only one capital C, capital R, or here is only one capital R, and this they produce from this capital C, both are homozygous. A common taken only one capital C, and this small c taken a common small c, and capital R from these two are taken capital R, and this small r, and this capital C, capital R, small r have a purple colored sweet pea plants, and this purple colored, it is F1 generation. This purple color again crossed this F1 into F1. This gamete here capital C, capital R, small r, and capital C, capital R, small r. And this each has same genotype, and they produce similar gametes. Here is gamete produce, 4 type of gamete produce: capital C, capital R, capital C, small c, capital R, and small c, small r. Here is also capital C, capital R, capital C, small c, R, small c, capital R, small c, capital R. And this taken in checkerboard. These 4 gametes of male flower and these 4 gametes of female flower. This taking in checkerboards and cross this capital C, and capital R, they produce red. This capital C, capital R, and from this capital R, red. This capital C, small c, capital R, small r, red color. This capital C, small c, and capital R, small r, also red color. And second gametes, capital C, capital R, small r, red color. Capital C and female capital C and male capital R, female capital R, white color. And male capital C, female small c, female capital R, male small r, red color. Observe. Then male capital C, female small c, male capital small r, and female small r, white color. And this female capital C, male small c, female capital R, male capital R, red color. Then female capital C and male small c, male capital R, female small r, red color. Female small c, male small c, female capital R, male capital R, white color. Then female small c, male small c, male capital R, female small r, white color. Here female capital C, male small c. Female capital R, male small r, red color. Female capital C, male small c. Female small r, male small r, white color. Then female small c, male small c. Female capital R, male small r, white color. From this female small c, male small c, female capital R, and this male capital small r and female small r, both are small, white colors flower produce. And here 9 plants are red color and 7 plants have a white color. Nine red colors, their gamete, capital C, capital C, capital R, capital R, capital C, capital R, capital C, capital R, small r, capital C, small c, capital R, capital R, capital C, small c, capital R, small r. These gametes produce red colors. And capital C, small r, small r. Capital C, small c, capital R, small r. Capital C, small r, small r. Small c, capital R, small c, capital R, small r. Small c, small r, small r. These gametes produce white color flowers. Hence, ratio appears 9 as 7. Then other ratio or other interaction, other factors, supplementary factors, 9 as 4 as 3 ratio. Complementary factors, 9 as 7 ratio. We have seen example sweet pea potato. Here supplementary genes are two independent pairs which interact in such way that one dominant will produce its effect. One dominant will produce its effect whether the other is present or not. Other are present or not present. But second can produce its effect. Second can produce its effect only in the presence of first. First means, suppose we have C in complementary, capital C, small r, capital C is the first and small r second. That is his first and second. But second can produce its effect only in the presence of first. Whenever the genes at one locus on chromosome influences the expression of gene at another locus. Locus present on chromosome location. The first gene is said to be epistatic, or second, the genes for albino is recessive and two such gene for albino is recessive and two such gene must be present before any influence on the coat color is noticed recessive epistatis. A black rat then is always homozygous for recessive alleles. Black rat then is always homozygous for recessive alleles. In addition to having at least one dominant, capital C, but neither A nor A has any effect in absence of C. Neither A dominant nor A recessive. Small a is recessive and capital A is capital letters shows for dominant character and small letters shows for recessive letters in Mendel's law. We have seen dominant, recessive in terminology. The albino rats therefore may or may not carry genes A. The albino rats therefore may or may not carry the genes A. When true breeding black rat is crossed with an albino carrying dominant gene A, carrying the dominant gene A, all the F1 offsprings of agouti type. When true breeding black rat is crossed with albino carrying the dominant gene A, all the F1 offspring are of agouti type. It is clear that the agouti factor could not have been brought into F1 rats. Agouti factors could not have been brought into F1 rats through the black parents, for then they would be agouti factors has no effect. When F1 crossed with each other and produce F2, crossed with each other and produce F2 generation, 9 agouti, 3 blacks, 4 albino. 9 of zygotes have at least one capital A and alone capital C. Capital C factors and are agouti. Three of them have at least one capital factors but black. Capital A are black. 4 of them lack the factor capital C and are albino. The interaction of two factors explain the 9 as 3 as 4 ratio, which is modified into 3 9 as 3 as 3 as 1. This is wrong. A. Consider 9 as 3 as 3 as 1 ratio. This ratio taking in table cross phenotype black rat crossed with albino rat. Their genotype of black capital C, small a, albino genotype capital small c, capital A. Okay. This genotype of black, genotype of albino. CC are common. From this common taken capital C. From this common taken small a. Small c are both similar. Taking small c and capital A from capital A, only one. Here is F1 produce plants, capital C, small c, capital A, small a. The gametes of F1. From this gamete produce capital C, capital A, capital C, small a, small c, capital A, and small c, small a. F2 generation gamete, 4 type of gamete produce. Then F2 crossed with F2. F2 crossed with F2. This female, as like in complementary, taking in checkerboard, these 4 gametes are male and these 4 gametes are female. Both gametes are same, capital C, capital A, capital C, capital A. Capital C, small a, capital C, small a. Small c, capital A, small c, capital A. Small c, small a, small c, small a. Then crossed, this male C and female C, male A, female A, agouti, because both are present capital in dominant A and C. Capital C, capital A, small a, agouti. Then capital C, small c, capital A, capital A produce agouti. Then capital C, small c, capital A, small a produce agouti. And second gamete, capital C, capital C, capital A, small a agouti. And capital C, and small a black, because only one A are totally recessive express. And when capital C present in dominant, they appear or they shows their character black. Otherwise here not showing black color. Then this capital C, small c, capital A, small a agouti. Capital C, small a black. Capital C, small c, capital A agouti. Capital from this capital C, small c, capital A, small a agouti. Small c from male, small c from female. Capital A from female, capital A from male, albino. Here is black. When first present in dominant, capital C present in dominant, black. But capital A present, albino color appears. Albino. And when both gamete are dominant, C are dominant, A are dominant, that is they appear or they shows agouti color. Only C present dominant, black color, and only A present in dominant, albino color. Here is also small c, capital A, albino. Here capital C, capital A, agouti. Capital C, small a, black. Black. There is small c, capital A, albino, and small a, are also present albino colors. This is a supplementary genes. Supplementary genes, they show ratio 9 as 3 as 4. In these types of gamete produce agouti. Capital C, capital A, capital A, capital C, capital A, small a, capital C, small c, capital A, capital C, small c, capital A, small a, agouti produce. When these gamete appear, agouti. For black, capital C, small a, capital C, small a, produce black. And third, small c, capital A, small c, capital A, small a. They appear, they shows their albino color. Hence, in this checkerboard, 9 plants are agouti, 3 are blacks, and 4 plants are albino. The ratio obtained 9 as 3 as 4. I can asking some questions to related topics, interaction of genes. You have given 4 options. From these 4 options, only one is correct. And all questions are MCQ questions. You have giving 30 or 40 seconds for answering. My first question: the phenomenon of 2 or more trait, 2 genes affecting the expression of each is called number A option crossing over, B pairing, C, gene interaction, and D, linkage. Linkage. Who tell me, or we have no these questions answers? Tell only 30 or 40 minutes. You have given 40 seconds. Crossing over, pairing, gene interaction, and linkage. Their correct answer is gene interaction. And second question, which of the following ratio shows complementary gene interaction? Which of the following, very easy questions we have seen now, complementary and supplementary genes. Complementary and supplementary gene. Which of the following ratio shows complementary genes interaction? A option 9 as 7, B option 15 as 1, C option or third option 1 as 2 as 1, and fourth option 9 as 3 as 1. From these four, one have a correct option. Anybody? 15 as 1? No. Wrong question. Their correct answer is 9 as 7. We have seen complementary genes. In complementary genes, example taken sweet pea plants, male flower crossed with female. In F1, purple plants produce, and F1 into F1, they produce 9 as 7 ratio. Then the third question, crossing of two white flowers gives a colored flowers. This shows complementary gene interaction. Crossing of two white flowers gives a colored flowers. This shows in complementary genes interaction, whether it may be true or false. There is only two option areas. Above sentence are correct or false, wrong, true or false. True, yes. This is a true. Correct answer is true. Fourth question, choose the correct ratio. Choose the correct ratio which shows the masking gene interaction. Number A, 12 as 3 as 1, 9 as 3 as 4, and C, 1 as 2 as 1, and D option 9 as 7. Choose the correct ratio which shows masking gene interaction. A option 12 as 3 as 1, B option 9 as 3 as 4, C option 1 as 2 as 1, and D option 9 as 7. Have you understand these questions? So it's correct ratio, which is correct ratio. Choose the correct ratio. Here correct answer is 12 as 3 as 4. Question number 5. Name the phenomenon where two genes have a same expression. Name the phenomenon how two genes have a same expression of the character. Number A option pleiotropy, B penetrative, B phenology, and this is not, this is C penetrative. A pleiotropy, B phenocopy, C, this consider C penetrative, and D expressive. Expression. Name the following. Name the phenomenon where two genes have the same expression of the character. 4 options, from this only one correct. Pleiotropy, B phenocopy, C penetrative, and D expression. Here correct answer of this 5th question is pleiotropy. Pleiotropy. Then 6th question, complementary genes is a sweet pea. Complementary genes is a sweet pea. We was first discovered by. Who is first discovered by complementary genes in sweet pea? In sweet pea. A option Batson, Mendel, and Morgan. B option Batson and Pune. C option Batson and Prince, and D option Hugo de Varis and Pune. Complementary gene is complementary genes is a sweet pea was first discovered by, or who is first discovered by complementary genes in sweet pea plant? In sweet pea plant. A option Batson, Mendel, Morgan. These three scientists. B. Batson and Punnett. C. Option Batson and Forens. And D. Option Hugo de Varis and Punnett. Anybody? Can you tell me? Eh, Their answer is Batson and Punnett. Complementary genes in sweet pea plants first discovered by Batson and Punnett. Question number 7. What is epistatis? Type of linkage, masking of modifying gene effects, upper portion of chromosomes, group of genes. What is epistatis? A option type of linkage, masking of modifying gene effect, upper portion of a chromosome, and D group of genes. What is epistatis? Type of linkage, masking of modifying gene effect, upper portion of chromosomes, and group of genes. To give this question's answer, your answer is masking or modifying gene effect. Eighth question, which of the following is not the type of epistatis? Which of the following is not the type of epistatis? A. Dominant, B. Recessive, C. Collaborative, and D. Supplementary. A. Dominant, B. Recessive, C. Collaborative, and D. Supplementary. Which of the following is not a type of epistatis? From these four, one are not a type of epistatis. Your answer is collaborative. Collaborative is not a type of epistatis. And ninth question, what is pseudo alleles? Number A, option allele with similar function, B allele with similar structure, and C allele with similar function and structure, and D option, allele with similar function and different structure. What is pseudo alleles? Allele with similar function, allele with similar structure, allele with similar function and structure both, and D, allele with similar function and different structure. Your answer is allele with similar function and different structure. Allele with similar function and thanks. Any doubt on this topic? Today we have seen interaction of gene, multiple alleles in interaction of genes. We have seen two ratios. Complementary ratio 9:7. Complementary ratio 9:7. In complementary ratio, we have seen a example of sweet pea plant, and in supplementary ratio 9:4 ratio, 3 ratios studied. 9:3 ratios studied. For example taken, rat. 3 types of colors. Here colors occur in rat: albino, black, and agouti. Albino, black, and agouti. Agouti from this ratio, agouti 9 and black 3 and albino are 4 offspring. Albino are 4 offspring. Okay, thanks again.